Hey guys, I'm so excited to come on and let you know that I have created a free journal template for you. Badasses build boundaries. Boundaries have been essential to me in my healing journey, and I know they can do the same for you. It's when we say no to the things that don't serve us that we're really able to be true to who we authentically are and who we are looking to become. So go into the show notes or go to my website, jessieblois.com, to find the link and download your copy today. Okay, so this is going to be my second solo episode. And I'm not going to lie, guys, it's really still a little uncomfortable and awkward for me to come on and talk to essentially myself about all the things that I'm thinking about. And I really wanted to do it today because I am turning 40 this week. I know I've been talking a lot about turning 40 and celebrating my birthday, and I'm honestly not a big, I'm having a birthday, everybody give me attention, everybody celebrate me kind of person. But turning 40 has felt so significant to me. I really just want to talk about it and discuss it. It's just kind of feels like I'm entering a new part of my life, and it's a part of my life that I'm really excited about. So I wanted to talk about what my 30s meant to me, what I got out of my 30s, and what turning 40 means to me, and really just how I envision the next 10 years of my life and what I'm really looking forward to. I've talked about it on here before about what went on during my 30s. My 30s were great in so many ways. I had my babies, I grew my business, I have a lot of special memories, but at the core of it, what I remember out of my 30s is it was really fucking hard. I was sad a lot. I felt so confused a lot. I knew the main things, right? Like I knew I was raising my young children. I knew I was growing a business. I knew what I wanted out of life, but the who do I want to be as I do all this part, that's where I feel like I was really, really struggling. I really, really, really worked out of fear. I was in a constant state of worry, anxiety, hopelessness, fear. Everything I did or every decision I made wasn't made from a joyful place. I was still going in the same direction. I just know now that I could have done it with so much more ease and grace and joy. And I probably would have had a much better experience. And honestly, the outcome probably would have been even more significant if I had approached it differently. So, working from fear, working out of anxiety, working from a place of urgency. I've always been such an urgent person. Whatever my vision is, I'm full force ahead. It's all I'm thinking about. I'm tunnel vision to the point where I wasn't enjoying the other parts of my life, my family, my friendship. I had one of my closest friends say to me not long ago, and this is someone that's been in my life since high school, since my early teens, that I kind of disappeared the last few years, is what she told me. And she's not wrong. She's totally right. I put so much energy into my career and my urgency to grow it at the rate that I thought I had to grow it, that any leftover energy that I had went to my children in my immediate family. And I didn't really give myself time for friendships. And my God, did I miss those friendships? So, anyways, all this just to say, I learned a lot in my 30s about what doesn't feel good to me and what just felt really heavy and negative. And by being able to reflect on that and learn from that, I'm just so excited to go into my 40s from a place of more joy, less of a rush. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And I think a lot of women, maybe men too, can relate to 40s just feeling different, feeling like you're more content with yourself. I think that's kind of where I'm coming from. So, what are some of the things that I really want to do in my 40s. One, I want to just let it play out. So I've obviously talked about on the podcast my business. I have a beautiful business. I have a clinic where we work with children and adults in the community. We have different therapies that we provide, and I love being able to help those around me. I've always sought after careers where I was helping others. We've grown the business to have a wonderful team, and I love it. And I'm so grateful to be a part of it. Because it's more established, I do have a little bit of leeway to explore other avenues, which has led to this podcast, my desire to work with women who are mothers, who are growing in their business careers, who are entrepreneurs, because I really just feel like these women, as they go on their journey, somebody needs to be there to help them become the person they want to be while also paying attention to who they are in their mental state, their emotional state, their intuitive nudges, but what exactly that looks like to me, I don't really know. I know I can do coaching and I'm loving coaching and that's wonderful, but I feel like there's more. And the old me, the old Jessie would need an exact vision. I would need to know exactly what I wanted to do. Even if it wasn't my ultimate dream, I would feel too anxious not having an end goal, that I would have my end goal and I would be going straight through tunnel vision. How am I going to reach that goal? But this time, I know something is going to come. I know something's going to happen, but I'm going to allow it to happen. Does that feel scary? Yeah, it feels really, really scary, but it also feels really exciting and peaceful to not feel like I need to control this process and this outcome, but that I will let it organically unravel. And I love that I'm finally at a place where I feel calm enough to allow that to happen. So that's kind of where I am as far as next steps in my career. I want to keep going with what I have. I have bigger visions for the clinic and my Fox therapy business, and also this other avenue I want to explore. But this time, I will let the universe tell me what the next steps are. And when I feel those nudges about what to do next, I will act on them. That's my part in all of this. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm excited about being more present with my kids in my 40s. They're older now. They're fun. They're really active and busy. So we have a lot going on with them. That's really exciting to me. One thing that I also have been really focused on is boundaries. I really do feel that I didn't have good boundaries for the majority of my life. Boundaries have changed everything for me, and it's felt good and it's felt hard. So I want to talk about that for a little bit. I created my freebie that is available on my website or on my Instagram about boundaries, because I would say that has been the number one game changer for me. And I'll talk about why. But really quickly, this freebie, you guys can download it and print it out and just write, just look at the questions, answer the questions. Don't think about what you want to say, just let it come out and really explore what you're learning about yourself. And if there are boundaries that you need to put into your life, no matter what I wanted to do for me, for my family, for work, if I didn't have these boundaries, I could never fully commit to letting things grow in a positive way. My boundaries are what have allowed me to pay more attention to what's positive in my life, have allowed me to create space for what I'm desiring to come to me. And without these boundaries, I really just feel like I'd be in the same cycle of negativity and overwhelm because I hadn't established what needs to stay at a distance from me. A boundary doesn't mean I can't ever be around it, but there needs to be a healthy boundary so I can be really focused on what I want to be creating in my world. Boundaries are hard though, you guys. When you create a boundary with a person, whether it's a friend or a family member, there could be a lot of hurt involved, especially if they don't understand the boundary. And also, as a person creating the boundary, it can feel really lonely if the person you're creating the boundary with isn't receptive to it. It it can be sad. I've done this with a few people in my life over the past year or two where the boundaries have been set and it's sad. It's kind of like a loss, but the other option is not having the boundary and then I'm not being true to myself and I'm not allowing myself to really do what I need to do for me. And if we're not doing what we need to do for ourselves, then we're not showing up as the best person we can be, the best mother, wife, friend, leader, whatever it is that you have in your life. You need to be protecting yourself and your energy in order to feel truly authentic and full so you can be really just available and better for those around you. So boundaries are a huge thing that I'm taking with me into my 40s, continuing to create them when necessary, uphold them when necessary, and to not give myself a hard time about them, to really be proud of myself for honoring what does and does not fit in my life at this moment. I want to be nicer to myself in my 40s. I think as a woman, I have spent so much time beating myself up for not looking a certain way, having my body be certain size. I'm even watching myself do this podcast and thinking, God, I just wish I could figure out how to curl my hair in a way where it didn't look like, I'm analyzing my hair. But so much energy is spent on these thoughts that they're just taking away my ability to focus on things that really matter, my vision, my dreams, my children, my friends, just the bird that I can hear outside. That's a much happier thought to be having than why can't I curl my hair a certain way? Or why do I have this wrinkle that is persisting, whatever it may be. So just really spending time on being nicer to myself and more accepting of myself will be something that I really try to focus on in my 40s. I also want to let go of feeling like I have to be friends with everybody. I think there's a lot of amazing people out there, but as we focus on other things in life, we just don't have the time to be liked and involved by everyone or be involved in everything. And I also have more of a desire to create time and space for those friendships that are really, really important to me. I'm really fortunate that I've had a lot of women now in my life since childhood, high school, college, and those women are so important to me. So to just really spend the next decade pouring into those friendships and being available and around for those friendships and just having fun, saying yes to the family vacation or saying yes to the girls' trip or saying yes to going to dinner where I spent so much time saying no for various reasons. I just want to say more yeses when it feels right and just have fun and stop overthinking it. I just want to go have a good time and enjoy life. One thing I've been saying to myself on repeat for every part of my life is let it be easy. My kids are saying it now too. When I overthink and I push and I worry and I stress, I'm just making it hard. And I think I could give an example of every part of my life where I made something harder than it needed to be. And what I've learned is life is hard, sure, but it doesn't have to all feel like you're walking through quicksand. And a lot of times when I let it be easy or when I really can let it go and surrender my desires and trust the process, that is when the manifestations come and the beauty comes and things beyond what I even imagined for myself present themselves in my life. So I just want to really let it be easy, let it be joyful, let it be fun, and just surrender it. Know what my dreams are, know what my desires are, put in the work 100%, and then trust the process. Much more of trusting the process than forcing the process in this next decade. Forcing the process felt really dark and heavy and exhausting. And I know now that's not how I have to do it. And oh my gosh, if I through coaching can help other women not feel like they have to force it and be in a state of anxiety to achieve, the mission accomplished. Because there's such a better way to feel as we're existing in our lives. It's also feeling like I'm not missing out if I'm not a part of everything. I think I actually have already let go of FOMO. I used to really feel like if I wasn't there, I wasn't invited, I was really missing out. And now I'm so happy, you guys, on my couch with my children next to me, going to bed at 9. Whereas before I would feel like I should be doing something else. Now, as I'm getting older, I realize those are just the moments to really hold on to really savor because they're so special. And to be present in them is really, really important. Kind of going back to the surrender, just I'm not a patient person. I have not been a patient person. And now within that surrender, I do want to bring patience forward. I guess that kind of goes hand in hand though, right? Like if you're surrendering and letting go, you are being patient and you are knowing that you're trusting how it's all going to unravel for you. And guys, it usually unravels better than you even imagine. That's really hard for me to hold on to though and to remember because it's really, really my first instinct is to stress about how it's all going to work out instead of just believing that it will all work out. And then what else do I want to do in my 40s? More family time. We haven't done a lot of traveling with our kids or experiences with our kids and just exploring the world more, exploring our backyard more, being outside in the sun more. I really want to bring more of that into our life. I think going into my 40s as a calmer version of myself that's more aware of what I want to accomplish, but even more importantly than that, aware of how I want to feel as I accomplish whatever's in front of me. That's what I'm most excited for teaching my children now what I'm now trying to teach myself so that when they enter adulthood, they're already set up with that great foundation of allowing, trusting, patience, surrender, a positive mindset. And then, really importantly, before I just wrap up this quick episode, self care. And what does self care look like? Does it mean getting my nails done? Yeah, that is self care to me. Would a massage be nice? Absolutely. Haven't done that in a while, a long while. But really, what self care means to me is exercising, making sure I feel good. I love walking and feeling the sun. I love doing it alone so I can listen to a podcast or a book or music, whatever it is that I feel like doing on that day, but really making sure that I carve out those times where I can hear my own thoughts, feel the sun, feel the wind, instead of rushing around all the time and just squeezing in a quick workout here and there, really carving out those times. Self care also means meditating for me. It means journaling. I love to just let my thoughts come out on paper, Sometimes I write things down. A lot of times I write things down that I didn't even know I was thinking or feeling. For me, self-care also, it means finding the right mentors for me. I really have grown so much through mentorship and working with energy healers or life coaches that I can relate to and that honor who I am. So continuing to have that self-care in my life where I'm able to work with somebody else and learn from somebody else. So I feel supported. It really, I guess that's what it does for me. It really makes me feel supported. Yeah, self-care is also the time out with your friend or the family vacation or really just taking a step back and slowing down and knowing that it's all going to be okay and I don't have to rush it and I can enjoy the journey. So I guess that's what I'm going to do in my 40s is instead of acting like I did in my 30s where everything needed to happen yesterday and if it didn't I was worrying and stressed and overwhelmed which took me out of really being present and finding the joy that was all around me. I'm going to slow down now and enjoy the journey and be grateful. There's so much to be grateful for, even if you don't have everything that you're desiring yet, to find what there is to be grateful for, to continue to work on myself. Because my God, do I have days where I'm down or I'm frustrated or I'm confused or I'm stressed, working through those emotions, teaching my children how to work through those emotions when they experience them, and teaching them and myself to continue to just look around and find the joy. I'm sorry if I ramble. If you listen to all of this, thank you. I just am so grateful to have this podcast to be able to connect with other people. I love hearing from you guys when there's an episode that means something to you or you can resonate with. That's really what this is all about. I just want whoever listens to this to feel connected to someone, feel seen, or to feel like what they're going through or what they're feeling is valid and they're not alone. And there are so many avenues for support and other people that have been on similar journeys, even if it's just one part of the journey that you can relate to. I hope that the podcast does that for you. And if you do listen, just thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm excited about what the future holds. Thanks, guys.